Today, I'm digging into one of the most shameless collapses in all of sneaker retail. Impossible Kicks. Once self-proclaimed as the next big thing, they blew up fast, opened stores all across the country, and flexed their success all over social media and in interviews. But now, stores are quietly closing, shelves are running thin, and their feeds have all gone dead. The owners, they've already jumped ship with no mention of Impossible Kicks for over a year. John, the main face of Impossible Kicks, is now attempting to create and market Impossible Bags, another grift to spike prices of their resale merchandise, but it doesn't seem to be successful. The owners had already pivoted to their next cash grab scheme in 2024, a desperate equity crowdfunding play targeting their own fans. For as little as $750, sneakerheads could buy into the business, lured by store discounts instead of any real path to profit. By squeezing money dry from their followers, funneling that into pay their own platform fees, legal bills, and ongoing subscription costs, and then to dump any financial risk and almost certain loss onto those investors. Prior, John had publicly claimed that Impossible Kicks was originally funded by over 130 investors, raising more than $8 million each quarter, but somehow those investors all magically got 6 to 8 times their money back, purely based off of the fluke of a luxury sneaker store in high-end malls reselling sneakers for 5 times their actual worth. In an SEC report, Impossible Kicks disclosed nearly $10 million in operating debt for 2022, along with a net loss of $1.2 million. Unfortunately, the situation deteriorated more the next year, with operating debt climbing to almost $15 million and net losses widening dramatically to nearly $5 million. If current trends continued, losses could balloon between $6.5 million and $7.5 million in 2024 and reach as high as $8.5 million to $10.5 million this year. These numbers clearly show that Impossible Kicks is facing serious financial challenges, and those challenges only were getting worse and worse. So it should not be a surprise to anyone that now their social media has gone completely quiet, customers are proclaiming to have never received their sneakers and have been scammed, and the owners have a shady past where this type of business and lack of financial responsibility has now led to the official downfall of Impossible Kicks. Impossible Kicks was started by 2 brothers, John and Wayne. Just take a look at that fucking meatball and this failed plastic surgery patient. Before their sneaker empire facade, John was a car salesman in Connecticut with a financial rap sheet that reads like a typical sleazy, slimy, and desperate car salesman. I mean, what do you expect from a man who's catfishing about his own age and claiming he went to Yale on Bumble? Since 2021, he's been hit with multiple bankruptcies, including a Chapter 7 filing where his assets were liquidated to pay creditors while some debts were discharged. However, things only got worse when the U.S. trustee filed an adversary proceeding against him in 2023, seeking to block his bankruptcy discharge on grounds of alleged fraud and hiding assets. This means the court denied him a clean slate due to suspected dishonest behavior. Beyond bankruptcy, John's legal troubles included a breach of contract lawsuit with his former dealership that left him owing over $1.3 million in 2021 and a hefty repayment forced by American Express Bank. Despite this mounting pile of debt and court judgments, John was already pushing Impossible Kicks towards expansion along with his brother Wayne. Given John's tangled web of bankruptcies, lawsuits, and denied bankruptcy discharge, it's entirely possible that Wayne serves as his public face or frontman for Impossible Kicks. This kind of arrangement isn't uncommon when someone with significant financial and legal troubles wants to protect a business from creditors or legal claims tied to their personal liabilities. By having Wayne officially listed as the owner or key executive, the brothers could be trying to shield the company's assets and operations from John's troubled financial past. However, if John is still the real decision maker behind the scenes, this setup could be legally risky. Courts could pierce the corporate veil if they find the true ownership or control is being hidden to avoid debts or liabilities. In short, Wayne's role might be more than legally shielding the business, while John continues to steer the ship from behind the scenes. Considering that John is the main face in all these interviews and openly flaunting his CEO status to pick up MILFs or barely legal females on Bumble, it's safe to say John is the real driving force behind Impossible Kicks. Impossible Kicks claims to have 20 stores scattered across the USA, from New York to Hawaii, But let's be real, this whole operation screams fraud louder than a toddler throwing a tantrum. Their social media looks like someone bought followers in bulk because real engagement is practically non-existent. Meanwhile, their sneakers are marked up to ridiculous, laughable levels, like a $75 Nike Dunk going for $200, a $100 Yeezy Slides listed at $300, or an $110 Air Jordan 1 Mid for kids selling for over $300. Who in their right mind would pay that? Apparently, plenty of gullible people. I mean, let's be real. You can get a very good understanding of how they're pricing their sneakers when they're selling Panda Dunks in the big year of 2025 for $175. And surprise, surprise, most of their stores are completely ghosts. Locations in Hawaii, Connecticut, North Carolina, Nashville, and New York have all shut down faster than you could say the word scam. The Denver store, which they still list proudly, might as well be a myth. I tried calling, there was no answer, a robot message, and immediate voicemail dump. Mall directories don't even list them as a valid store in their mall. It's the business equivalent of a magic trick. Now you see it, well, now you don't. And don't even get me started on the Google reviews. Oh yeah, they're a goldmine of negativity, flooded with complaints about awful customer service, shady policies, and them selling replica sneakers. This dumpster fire shouldn't be a shock to anyone. Impossible Kicks was never about sneaker culture or passion. It's been a desperate cash grab, exploiting clueless sneakerheads and fleecing over hundreds of investors under the guise of rapid expansion. And now in 2025, with the sneaker resale bubble bursting faster than their credibility, don't be shocked when every last one of these phantom stores vanishes, especially since the sinking ship has been bleeding millions in losses every year since they've started their hilarious expansion. Impossible Kicks appears to be operating under a pump and dump or a burn and churn business model. Instead of building sustainable revenue, the company rapidly expanded by burning through investor capital to create the illusion of growth and attract even more funding. Real profitability was either ignored or pushed aside as the focus remained on opening new stores every month to impress investors. But when the flow of investor money slowed or losses piled too high, the whole facade began to crumble. Stores started to close as quickly as they opened because the business was never financially stable on its own. It was always running on fumes, relying on a constant stream of new cash to keep it afloat every single month when they would open up a single store in a new state all across the fucking country. The business model makes no sense. This type of model is notoriously unsustainable and often linked to financial mismanagement and potential fraud. And if we look at John's history of already bankruptcy and fraud and everything tied to him, well, of course, he's gonna operate this new business under sneakers, create a luxury illusion for it, even though they're selling fucking Nikes and Jordans that anyone can buy themselves, not going to their sneaker store. I mean, it's utterly pathetic, and it's honestly laughable that this was even attempted, and now it's, well, it's not doing good now.